Natasha Roberson, and I have a great friend, Angela Campbell, in with us today to talk to you about her journey that she's had, not only with us at the Self Made Hub, but especially going through our Accelerator program that just ended a few weeks ago as we're recording this. And she's been in systems, you guys. We're going to talk all about this, but she's been using systems for her fitness and her network marketing business. And we were just able to level up even more with the Accelerator. And I am excited for you guys to hear from her. So, Angela, tell us a little bit about your business journey. What inspired you first just to start being an entrepreneur, and what drives you to keep going every day?
Yeah, absolutely. So, my background is health and fitness. Of course, I'm a health coach. I have my own coaching business that the systems and stuff helps me with. But, 10 years ago, I was really a burnt out personal trainer, and I had went to a corporate world job, and I was working in accounting department, and I was absolutely miserable, hating life because I was not meant to sit in front of a computer crunching spreadsheets. And then, a dear friend of mine had started this thing called network marketing. And I was like, what is that? And I was very skeptical and told him no forever as I watched him I always say get his happy back, because it was missing. It was missing. And so I finally decided 10 years ago, it was 2014, took a chance on the network marketing industry first. And I didn't know what I was doing. I was complete ignorance on fire, but we wanted to get out of the situation, that I was in the corporate world. And then the very next month that I joined network marketing, my husband and I found out we were finally pregnant after trying for so long. And then my why became so big. I just wanted time freedom. I wanted to be able to be home as soon as my first kid was born, and she's going to be 10 actually in a couple weeks now. And so network marketing, fast forward, I love it. It allowed me to fire my boss and just be home. Literally, I have my daughter, like I said, is about to be 10. I have a 6-year-old son, and I've worked from home since they were born because of network marketing. But I also still loved the health and fitness, and network marketing taught me about online business and how I can truly use social media, and I can grow and I can do things while I'm still at home with a baby on the hip and, and doing all the things. And so in 2020, I also launched my own health coaching business. So I also primarily focus on mom entrepreneurs and helping them with their health, their fitness, and their nutrition, and have more success in their business also by focusing on their health first. So yeah, that's kind of sums up who I am really and what I do.
That is awesome. So you've been in systems, you've been building your digital list, you've been doing the lead magnets, the landing pages, and stuff like that. So, what made you decide to join the Accelerator program? And what were your expectations like going into it?
Joining the Accelerator program was one because I know you guys, you and Jessica are amazing at what you guys do. And I've always looked up to you. I was in the same first network marketing business with you. And I've always admired your business sense and your, all of that and your background and your experience. So that was one piece that was like a no brainer for me. The second piece was I needed accountability and structure. Like when someone gives me step by step, do this, 1, 2, 3, 4, like I know I'm an action taker, so I will do it. But I was leaning on myself because in 2020, I've used a similar system. I'm super familiar with it, but I wasn't utilizing any of it because I didn't have that accountability on someone to say, okay, go do this, build this, and we're going to show you how to put it together. I'm like, all right. So I knew that I was missing something in my business because I felt myself going back into the burnout mode. And so like, I know scaling, there's systems, tools, strategy, automation, but I was lost personally on my own. So that's what I was like, all right, I got to do this.
That's so good because that is truly what we do in the Accelerator. We do it together, right? It's not just you're handing it off for somebody to go build, and then you're like, I don't know how to do this. Like you're still in the I don't know stage. We actually do it with you. And that was our goal, was to make it step by step, easily consumable and actionable. And you just summed that up. That's what we do.
Yes, exactly.
Um, yeah. So how did the 10-week, it's a 10-week program. How did the 10-week accelerator program really change the way you approached building your business and systems? You already had some in place. So what shifts happened when you started using all the tools you had?
For me, it was a lot of clarity came at the very beginning. And then just, again, it was the action steps that walked me through everything. And I'm also a learner. Like I want to be able to do these things myself. So you guys didn't just like, you taught us how to do it too. So now I have not just systems in place, but I have the knowledge to be able to continue growing and continue building, which was huge for me. But, for me, it was clarity on where do I start, because I do have two businesses with network marketing and coaching. And I have all these ideas, and they're just, my brain is like, and I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this. And it's like, okay, I remember you and Jessica, especially, like, one thing,
Yeah.
one thing first, build it. And then the beautiful thing is I have so much built, like I can duplicate and I can create the same thing a lot easier, because I started with one thing, just like y'all said. So a
Yeah.
lot of
We
clarity.
see that a lot. We see that a lot with people where they come in and they build this piece for this business and then this piece for another part of their business and then this piece and then nothing is working together. And you had mentioned that in one of our sessions was I have a lot of things built, but I don't have a full system working as one.
Yes.
And that is why we're like focus on one thing because just like you said, you're building a skill that you get to walk away with and you're building an entire system that you get to put into place and scale your business with. And that's what you did. And I remember there was another part where you were like, oh my gosh, I can just use this for this. And we're like, yes.
Yeah, it was like so many light bulb moments too, because it's like, in the bigger picture too, you helped me understand, like, because the messiness in my brain really was just like, okay, I have a network marketing business and I have a health coaching business. Like, I need to do something for here and something over there. And you're like, no, Angela, like, you need to brand Angela Campbell and all the things you do. Like, that's going to help you have succeed in all the things. I'm like, light bulb. Okay, you're right.
Yes, and there was a part, and my next question is like, what part of the accelerator curriculum? Because we teach you, you do it, and then you put it right in place. It's not like you have to wait 10 weeks to get this thing implemented into your business. You implement as we build. And so there was one part, and I think this was a big aha impact moment for you. Maybe it was around, I don't know, it was over a weekend, and you put some automation in place. Let's talk about that and what happened. You're like, what the heck?
Yeah, I remember messaging him like, holy crap. It was the follow-up system and the automation for, because, I think probably a lot of entrepreneurs are in the same place. Like, the strength for me is not in follow-up. People fall through the cracks all the time. And, and for me, it was like, I put your follow-up, your 14-point follow-up system in place on automation. And literally I had three $400 coaching packages come in on autopilot when I was out and about with my family. And I'm like, wait, what is this? This is crazy. I'm selling and I'm not having to live on sales calls, and I'm not, taking up so much of my time. And it's literally, it was on autopilot. They just had to come into one of my master classes that I ran, and then the system did the thing for me, which was amazing.
It and that's one piece that I absolutely love, and what's so crazy is we all have been there, where we're spending so much time selling exposure, social media, having sales calls, or inviting them to this next freebie or this or that, and we spend all our time there and we don't spend any time on the back end because like everybody they're coming in they're interested but they're like but I don't maybe understand it. Is it really good for me? Is it something I should do? Can I afford it? Is my budget there? And so then we're like okay, no big deal, I'm here when you're ready. But they're going to forget about you unless you put this type of a 14-point touch follow-up in place. And that's what happened is they were interested. They were like, "Oh, they had something holding them back." Something.
Yep.
And then you touched them just enough times with the right value, the testimonials, everything sells in stories, right? Stories always sell. And I tell people that all the time. I'm like, think of all your testimonials, your result driven stories you have from your program. Just drip those to those people.
Yes.
Something's going to go, I should do this. This is for me. Yes. But we are human and you have two kids. I have two kids. We have busy lives and you have all these like plates you're juggling. The last thing you're going to remember to do is touch that individual 14 times over the next 30
Exactly.
days. You're not,
100%.
you're going to forget, right? We all do. We all do. So after completing the accelerator, we went through this 10 weeks. We built landing page, sales page, we have follow up, we have lead magnets, we have a mini website. We do a lot, you guys. Like that's just a little bit. We do a course, which I know that was the very last one, and it got your wheels a spinning on what you could do in that aspect too. But since completing the Accelerator program, what tangible changes have you seen in your business? Like growth or time freedom, different things like that.
Yeah, honestly, a little bit of both. Like we just did a holiday 12-day challenge and it was all via text on automation. It was the simplest. I always do it every year around the holidays and it's a fitness challenge. And I'm like, this is the easiest one I've ever done. However, it was the most engaged that we have as well too. And now they're running through my 14-point follow-up system. So to encourage them to join our new program that we're coaching starting in January. So, it's created the time freedom 100%. That's what drives me every single day. It's not obviously we have to, we want to grow and scale and sell and all the things, but it's that time freedom is the thing that drives me so much. So, that's huge. And it's also created y'all saw my brain probably like, well, light bulb. It was like the membership area too. Like it allowed me as a coach that I started my business almost 5 years ago. So I have created so many things. I really don't have to create a whole lot more. It also allowed me I've actually created 2 things in the membership portal that we're going to launch and roll out so that I can just be constantly giving away a mini course that we already had done. I just needed to create it and then creating a couple more things as well too. So time freedom. I'm so excited. Like I'm ready for 2025. Like I've been more than I've looked forward to a year in a while because I feel the potential to truly scale, but also get some time back is finally actually a reality again, which is huge.
I love that. Tech is scary for some people. They're like, I don't even know how to send an email. I don't even know how to do this or set this up. So, what advice would you give somebody who feels maybe a little intimidated when it comes to implementing and infusing technology into their business?
I mean, get help, someone that knows what they're doing. Like the biggest mistake that I have made as an entrepreneur over the last 10 years is struggled trying to figure things out for myself. And the longer I struggled and tried to figure all these techie things out and everything, like I realized that was one of the biggest mistakes I've made over my entrepreneur career is not investing in getting someone that knows what they're doing to help me because I wasted so much time. I wasted
Yeah.
so much money on I haven't counted how much money that I've saved since I switched over to your software because I canceled so many subscriptions of other things that I was using, but I really wasn't using. I really
Yeah.
wasn't using them to their potential because I had too many things all over the place, and I wasted not a lot of money, but well, yes, I wasted a lot of money, but there was money just so much left on the table because I was
Yeah.
over here trying to figure out these things on my own, which took me away from being able to truly grow my business and be present and do all the things that I need to do to truly grow my business because I was over here trying to figure out all the techie stuff on my own. So big waste of time and money in reality over the long run.
Well, time is money, right? Like that's another
Yeah.
thing too that you realize. I remember a exercise a mentor did with me years ago and it was like, "Oh, I can just do it because I'll just get it done. I can probably do it better or I just need to learn it. I need to understand it." And he said to me, he was like, "All right, I want you to sit back, take what you want to make in a week, a month, and how many hours you want to work. It's not what you make and what you earn. It's what you want in those two equations." And he was like, okay, now divide those. What is your time worth? What is an hour of your time worth when you're finally at that moment where I'm making this and I'm working this many hours? And I was like, oh, he's like, so do you want to still learn it or would you like to invest and get that done faster? I'm like, got it. Yep.
You're like sold. One other piece of advice that I had one of my business coaches over the years had told me this that always stands out to me in everything that I do is like I had to slow down so I could speed up and slow down. What does that mean? Like build out some systems, get some intentionality, get organization, get all these things in place And so over the last 10 weeks, and I've done a lot of creating, I've spent a lot of time on the computer creating and not as many conversations as I was having prior. However, I'm about to have a whole lot more conversations because I slowed down so that I can speed up and not kill myself in the process doing it all manually and
Mm.
organically like I was. I was literally doing that again for some reason. So
You're
slow
like, what am I
down.
doing?
Yeah, I'm like, what am I doing? I'm how many years into this industry? I should not be doing all this manually or it's crazy.
Exactly, exactly.
So
So,
yeah.
how would you describe, as we get closer to the end of this interview, but how would you describe the transformation that you experienced? You already had experience in infusing tech and using landing pages and stuff like that. But what was this accelerator transformation that you experienced during the program? If you could just give a short explanation of that.
It untangled I envision my brain lately has literally been like Christmas lights that are all tangled up. You know what I mean? And like you pull in and you can't get it. Like that's how I visualize what my brain was prior because it was all over the map. And I want to do this and I want to do that. And one day I want to do this. The next day I want to do that. I'm like, it untangled it all. And it literally just gave me clarity and a path and structure to, okay, step 1, 2, 3, 4, this is what I need to do. And now through the amazing bonuses that you guys gave us with Fryer, now it's like, okay, this is in place. Now I just need to be I need to create the content to get the people in it and let it
Yeah.
do its thing. So I mean, clarity, strategy, structure, and I that's it's the Christmas lights all tangled up. It's not tangled up anymore. It's
I
the
mean, that
best
is
way I
the
can explain
perfect
it.
visual because that is when you pull that out and you're like, yeah, I'm not doing this.
Yes. Yeah. It's like, whew.
So, what's next for you and your business? Like, how do you plan on going into 2025 as we are ending 2024 as we're recording this? How do you plan on going into 2025 and really spark that momentum for you?
I've got a couple more things that I just want to create and get ready to go in the system. And then 2025 for me as flow, like it's probably the best thing. I just want to flow this year. I've got my content plan strategy ready to go. I know the programs that I personally want to launch over the few quarters of the year. And 2025 to me is like all planned out and laid out now. Like, and I just want it to flow like that. That's how I'm looking at 2025 flow. And then of course grow in both businesses in a way that at a level that I really have held myself back from not having all this stuff in place in reality.
Oh, I love that. I was just sitting down thinking about my word of the year. I tried to focus on a word that really resonates with me in all the changes or transformations or adjustments or scaling that I want to do. I try to focus on one. And as you say flow, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that's an
Yeah.
awesome awesome word." Absolutely awesome. So, lastly, how has being part of the self-made community influenced not only your structure, but your confidence and your vision for the future? You just said like that flow, but being in that group, that community of like minded individuals, how has that influenced that?
It was refreshing to see other entrepreneurs kind of right there with me. I think we're human no matter what level you get to success. You get into that place, you're in your own head, you lack the confidence. You're like, am I really supposed to be doing this? Am I meant to do this? What is this? And the community was so fun. Like everybody was so supportive and helpful and giving each other feedback and then also encouraging. Some people maybe hadn't gotten all through all of it, and that's okay. It truly is my favorite thing. I tell my clients all the time, it's your pace, your race. And I never felt pressured or like, or maybe if I didn't get something done, I never felt any negative sort of way. It's just like, okay, cool. You got time. It's there. We got in the accelerator is there for life. We can always go back and relearn and rewatch and do all the things. And now we have, I think some friendships were actually built through that. So we're, just supporting each other and always leaning on each other, even now over the holidays since it's ended. So yeah, very
Absolutely.
refreshing.
So we have somebody listening or watching and they're hesitant. They're like, I don't know if this is for me. And so, what would be the last thing you would say to somebody looking at our accelerator and going, should I or should I wait?
Honestly, if you have the little smallest bit of inkling that this is for you, then it's for you. And again, over the 10 years of entrepreneurship, I I talked myself out of a lot of investments because I was like, "Oh God, I don't want to spend the money." Like, and instead of looking at it in a way of like, "Okay, I'm stuck." If you're stuck right now, this is something to help you get unstuck. But it takes that small investment. And if it's, again, if it's, I always call them their God winks. Like if you got the nudge in your gut, like this is for me, then that's probably for you, and it's God pushing you in a direction of like, hey, this is dangling the carrot of the people that are here to help you because you'll stay stuck. Otherwise you stay stuck. Tomorrow's never promised, and you can always make more money. And I'll tell you, you will recoup it so much faster with systems and automation and tools like this than if you talk yourself out of it and stay stuck and stay struggling. Like you'll make it back. You can always make it back, and you will.
Absolutely. That is the best advice. And that is a perfect way to end this interview. Angela, it was awesome watching you go through it, untangling that Christmas light mess you had, and really just being open and coachable to slow down one thing. And then, although it opened up the path for you to have those light bulbs, to have those moments of clarity of, wow, now I can use this for this, and I just duplicate that for this. And it just literally streamlined your entire system process, which that was one of our biggest goals with people, is getting a process in place that streamlined your success. And we've seen that with you and your design. Like people are like, I'm not creative and I don't have design skills. You do. And it was fun to see your landing page, your sales page, your website all come to life. And it looked so professional. People are like, I don't know what I'm doing. You will. Have faith and trust the process. And it was awesome watching you go through it. And we just appreciate you and everything you brought to the Accelerator, to the community, and to us. So thank you for being with us. And I'm excited to watch you continue to scale using the systems you put in place.
Yes, thank you very much. It was best investment I made all year, 100%, hands down, worth every penny.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Bye,
All right, thank
everyone.
you.